Today we are going to learn an interesting node called SVG. Okay. To start with, so SVG is a scalable vector graphics. Okay. It is an XML based tool which is going to help us to create an image, okay, in the two-dimensional way, and it is going to help us in animation and interactivity and so on and so forth. So far we have seen some nodes, and that has been incorporated in the debug monitor, and we have seen output in the UI dashboard, and we have seen output in the MQTT browser as well. Okay. In today's session, we are going to see an interesting way how you itself will design the component and how you are going to automate it using this IoT nodes. Okay. So SVG is a third-party tools called Scalable Vector Graphics. Okay, that is your SVG. To install your SVG node, in your right-hand side of your panel of your Node-RED, you could see three lines. You have to click the 3 lines. Once you click the 3 lines, you will get a Manage palette. Okay. So this Manage palette, you need to click this Manage palette. Okay. And once you click this Manage palette, you will get a screen like this. Okay. So in the screen, you have an option like nodes. Nodes will tell you what are the various nodes available. Okay. Then you have to click tab, install tab. Okay. So once you click install tab, you will get a screen like this. In the screen, so you just type SVG, then you just click install. Actually, SVG have got installed for me, so it says that it got installed. Okay, so for you, it will show you a component like install like this. So you click it. Once you click it, your SVG will get installed into the system. Okay, into the Node-RED, it will be available. I'll just repeat. You just go to you just click the 3 lines of the right hand side panel after deploy. Then you will get a menu like this. In this menu, you just select Manage Palette. So in this Manage Palette, if you click it, you will get a window like this. In this window, you have to type your component required nodes. So you just go to Install tab and then type SVG. Then you will get contrib UI SVG. This you just take it Node-RED and contrib UI SVG. Okay, so you just select that option, and there will be a option like install here. So you just click install. In another 1 or 2 seconds, it automatically gets installed into the system. So then give close. Okay, see, once the node is installed, you will get a screen like this. Node added to palette UI SVG graphics. So this is the node which got added into the node palette. Okay. So now you can click close, ensuring your installation is over. Okay. So your node name, now your node name which got added into the node palette is UI underscore SVG underscore graphics. So this is the name of the node which has been installed through this installer. Okay. So now just give close. Once you give close, you go to the left hand side of the search node palette. Then you type SVG. Okay. Once you type SVG, you will get SVG graphics. This would have got installed in your system. Okay, this you may not find it because I didn't teach you how to install this, so it is not required for the current today's session. Okay, right now you just see this got installed in the it is got available in the node palette. Okay, so to search it in the node palette, you have to go to the left extreme of your Node-RED. There will be a search node option will be there. There you just type SVG. Okay, then you could get a node like this. This is your SVG graphics. Okay, SVG graphics node. So as usual, you drag it and keep it in the flow. You drag SVG graphics node and keep it in the flow. Okay, as usual, we need to edit the properties of SVG graphics node. You double click it. Okay, going to learn a new platform here, an interesting one also for you guys, which allows us to create any object of 2D format, and we will going to animate it as well. Okay. So as like your dashboard, because the output here, the output of your SGB is going to produce it in the UI dashboard. Okay, the output of your SVG is going to produce the output in the UI dashboard. Okay, so wherever you have a UI dashboard, you have to configure the group and the layout. So as we discussed earlier with the dashboard nodes, how do you configure it? You configure configure your layout and the layout name, tab name, and the group name in the SVG graphics as well. Okay, then you can make your size will be auto, else you can configure as per your required size. Okay, so the panel size you can configure here. Then the name, and I'm going to give the name as your Mahi Heart, so you can give whatever name you want to give it to your design, you can give it. Okay, so in this panel you have an important option called editor. In the editor option, you could see open SVG editor. This is a button. Okay, so once this is a hyperlink button. Once you click this hyperlink button, it automatically takes us to the tool which got integrated with this Node-RED. Okay, so unless otherwise you install this SVG node, this integration will not happen with the Node-RED. Is get integrated with this Node-RED. Okay, once you click this SVG editor button option, it will immediately, the editor window will be pulled and pushed into this Node-RED. Okay, then you have a tab called SVG source. So this is the place we will write the code. Okay, even that code can be imported, else you can import your code as well from the SVG editor to this place. Then you have an animation tab to animate your design. Whatever you design it could be animated. And you have an event you might be heard to mouse click, one click, double click, all these events could be incorporated here. Then if you want to specify some input binding, you can this will happen with this input binding tab. And settings, the display panel settings, everything could be happen in the settings. Okay, so this is what the basic edit property of your SVG graphics node. So once you click your open SVG editor hyperlink button, okay, you have to, it will open a editor window. Okay, so the editor tab sheet, it will automatically, this is your editor tab sheet. This is your editor tab sheet. This
Hello,
editor
ma'am.
tab free software. Okay, Draw SVG is a free software which is going to automatically get integrated with this editor tab. Okay, it allows us to draw a 2D design entirely in your own browser. Whatever browser you are using it for the Node-RED, the same browser is used to draw the circuit. Draw the design. Okay, so no special installation is required. We does not require any special installation. Okay, so it get integrated with the Node-RED, and then the code gets populated to and fro. Okay, your drawing on the source code will get toggled across the editor. Okay, this is all about your SVG editor. So once you click your SVG editor, you could get a editor window of SVG like this in the Node-RED itself. Okay, you no need to. So you, as soon as you click your SVG editor, you could see a lovely platform where you could edit things. You can create your design, your own design could be created. You can create your flowcharts. Flowcharts can be created. Okay, it allows us to incorporate medias like audio, video, everything, YouTube's. Okay, even YouTube link is available. You can click YouTube. As soon as you click the YouTube platform gets migrated into it. You can fill your styles. You can text your style. Okay, you can write text onto it. Then you can create a marker. So like this, many very interesting options and tools are available in this SVG editor. Okay, so you can open this SVG editor. Then you can start working onto it. Okay, so the steps I brought it here to make it much more comfortable. You just click your open SVG editor. When it got shown in the editor tab, then your pop-up window will be open to visualize your SVG source node. Okay, so the now you could visualize whatever I have shown it over there. Okay, then you can draw and you can edit whatever tools you could like to have it. Okay, then one point, this are all normal, clicking it, drawing, and then editing. This is a normal flow. Then you need to save the changes. Okay, so there is a save button. It will be a small tiny button. I'll show you where it is. It is a small button. Okay, in the right up corner of your pop-up window. It's a small button. You cannot see that whether it is a save button or not. So like that, a small button will be visualized over there. So that button you have to click it. Okay, once you click it, a notification will be popped out. Then you just give yes. It will ask you to check whether you want to save it or not. You just click yes. After that, if your work is over, you have to close it. It's very important. Okay, saving and closing is very important. Once you close your editor only, it will allow us to do automations through Node-RED. Okay, that's all about the step. Again, while closing it, it will ask you to save it again. Yes, you need to give save again. Okay, so when you save your button, when you click the save button, it will say that your code get imported to Node-RED. Okay, whenever you create some pattern, if you save it, immediately the code associated with it will be imported to the exported. It will be exported to the Node-RED platform. Okay, so this is all the steps is used for draw the SVG tool like this. Okay, so now what I did, I just dragged the shape from this shape and then I just kept it here. Okay, then you could see a panel will open like this. Okay, so this panel will help us to configure our shapes. This panel will help us to configure our shapes. Okay, so you can include text to it, you can link to it. There was a 3 dots. You make a note, this is very important. There is a 3 dotted lines. Okay, dot with the lines. When you click it, it will allow us to do its changes with respect to its properties. Okay, so I'm just going to click this. See, when I click this, a property window is going to open. Okay, so the property window will be opened. The property window will look like this. Okay, if you want to change the color of your design, you can change it. That is using fill style. You can change the color. You can change the stroke style from this property. Okay, then you can make a geometry shapes designs. Then you can create a CSS cascading style, sheet styles also you can create it. Okay, in the element only, element is very important here. The element allows us to give the names of a shape. Okay, it's very important. Please remember, element is important because it allows us to create the names for your shape. Okay, for example, imagine I'm going to have a shape like this, a circle, followed by a triangle. Okay, I'm going to have a cap like this. Okay. So now I want to animate this. I want to animate this triangle portion alone. For this, I want to know the name of the triangle. So that could be done using elements. Okay. So even your emoji could be brought into it. So there was an option like emoji option. So whatever emoji you like to bring it to your design, you can bring your emoji as well. Once you have to click it and give select, then you have to click close. So I just brought emojis as well. Then if you, as like the other nodes, your nodes can be it's called it can be programmed. Okay, as per our requirement, your nodes can be programmed using the normal function node, change node, switch node, whatever operation you like to bring to your flow, you can bring it. Okay, so here I just brought two nodes. One is your switch node, another one is function node. Okay, so I'm going to have a spray option. Once the spray is there, I am going to spray something on automation of spray is going to happen. Okay, for that you have to write the code. The code is a payload and the topic is given as CXID. These things I'll just teach you in the next class. Okay, how to write the code using, how to automate code using script. We will do it in the next lab. In today's lab, you just automate using the automation tab or the functionalities which has been already incorporated. Okay. So now I created a pattern like this. I created a shape of this, and on top to it I created an arrow mark. Okay, now I'm going to, in my today's session, I'm going to animate this arrow mark. Okay, so like this you can do any type of animation using this node red, and you can trigger the output as well using this node red. So as I said, once your circuit is, once your design is over, you could see a small save button. This is the save button. Okay, before your cross symbol, you have a as usual your floppy disk type icon will be available. That is your save button. Okay, it's a very small icon. You have to save. You have to click it to save the changes. Okay, once you click it, you will see changes have been sent to SVG source. Okay, yes, the changes, what the design, whatever you created, now it has been changed, converted into the JSON format, and it has been sent. JavaScript code has been sent to the Node-RED platform. Okay, it will be saved and will be sent. Okay, now you just give OK. Now it will ask you save changes. Yes, give yes. Okay, if you're not going to change it, then give no. Else you can give S to make the changes. So give S to the make the changes. Yes. Then you can close your thing by clicking this only. Actually, the save changes will ask you, it will ask you for the confirmation. Okay, I'll just repeat it. First you need to click the save option. Once you click save option, this option, this window will be popped out. It will give, you have to give OK. Then after that you have to click this close option. This is a cross, this is for closing. You have to click this close option. Then it will ask you the confirmation whether you need to change, you need to save the changes. You just give yes. Okay, once you give yes, now the editor will be closed. Editor will be closed now. Okay, so you could see this got a dotted line, a red cross, and the U. Sorry, yellow color. Sorry, blue color and red color will be pushed here. Okay. Whenever in the node, if you see a blue color, that signifies it was not deployed yet. Okay. So if you some node has to be deployed, then blue color will be thrown. If some configuration is required, then red color will be, red triangle will be showing in the top of the node. So in the top of the node, if you see a red triangle, that signifies we need to configure something onto it. Okay, so you double click it, then See, actually right now your code is also ready. Without animation, you will get the output if you deploy it, and if you view the UI, you will get the output like this. Okay. See, whatever I have drawn it there has been brought it here. Okay, just to deploy it, then you can see the design, whatever you design it over there, it will be populated into the UI. Okay, to see the UI, you would have pressed that UI dashboard, or you have to type your local address, your node address / UI. Okay, so once you do it, you will get the output displayed here. So you can change the height and the width of your design, the display design. You can change it. So for that you have to go to SVG source. You have to go to SVG source. In this SVG source, there is a option like height and width. In the code, there will be option. You can search it with the term height and width. So in this height and width, you can change the values. Okay, your default values, you can change it. I'll show you when I do give the when I give the demonstration. So you can change the height and the width of the panel. Okay. Next, I'll just going to teach you. Uh, we can export your design. You can export and import your design. Okay. Through this JSON content. Through your JSON content, you can import or export your flow. The complete flow can be imported or complete flow can be exported. Okay. To import and export, what you need to do it is again. Yes, sir. You have to go to the right hand side. Three lines will be there. You have to click it. There was two options like import and export. Okay. So importing us. You are taking your current JSON flow to many places. Okay, it will be copied in the clipboard, and then you can paste it as usual. If you give Control V, it get pasted. Okay, for export, the content design or the circuit or the flow done by your friends, you can copy it here directly by just copy pasting your JSON content. Okay, so if you copy and paste your JSON content here, and if you click export, your code, your complete flow will be exported. Okay, so that is what I'm going to show you now. So this complete code, you can copy it and you just click and export. Okay, so if you click export, this two nodes automatically get pushed into your flow. Okay, your floor plan output and your graphics. I will be showing. So now, if you deploy it, you could see an output like this. Actually, there was one more tool called a floor planning tool. Using the floor planning tool, you can create your building structures. Okay, that is what is done, and then you can create automation for this. Okay, so layout, you can see this output. Okay, so once now you click this camera, there was a small camera like option is available, will be available um, in our UI. There is a, so once you click this camera option, then your output will be displayed in the debug monitor. Okay, that also I'll be showing you how this happens. And see there I'm triggering, and I'm going to trigger something in the UI panel, and I'm going to get output in the debug monitor. Why I'm showing it is you should not wonder that why we unnecessarily learning a different tool here. So here this tool will help us to create our own automation, our own design, and this own design can be automated. That is the use of this SVG editor. Okay, so you can design your own any component into it, and you can import it. It's all about your debug monitor. So the same thing, import options could be brought it. See now, I just repeat it. I will be clicking this 3 lines, and there is a manage palette. You have to click this manage palette. Okay, so here you just go to the install tab. In the install tab, you have to type SVG. Okay, once you type SVG, you could see Node-RED contrib UI SVG. This will be pushed into the panel. Okay, so there you have an option like install. You have to click install. Once you click install, your UI SVG graphics node will be pushed into the node palette. Then you just give close. Okay, to check whether your SVG has been populated, now you have to come to the left hand side of your panel. In the left hand side of your panel, you type SVG. Okay, you could see the dashboard of your SVG graphics available. Okay, this is what you have just installed through this manage palette. Okay, now you drag it and then you just place it. Okay, then double click it. Double click it. As I said, you can configure your layout. Okay, so I'm just going to configure to calendar. Else you can add a new UI group as usual. Add a new UI group. You have to give the name for it. So any name you can give it. Then if you're giving a tab name, so if your group name, you can edit your tab name as well. So this is a normal thing what we do for the dashboard dashboard notes. So I'm going to have this as a SVG panel, SVG automation. So now this is done. Okay. So now, as I said, the size can be, it can be auto. Also, you can configure the size of the window as well. Okay, it depends on your requirement. Okay, so I'm going to keep it as a auto. Then you can give the name. You can give any name. Let me have it as SVG automation as well. Okay, so now you can see an editor. You just click this open SVG editor. You just click your open SVG editor. Now you see automatically this tool get pushed into this Node-RED. Okay, so it has a various components like document selection. Okay, so all the document relevant, if you want to create a new document, if you want to print it, if you want to import some images into the document, this also could be done using SVG. Okay, then you can have shapes. I can go to the shapes. Okay, in the shapes you can have anything, whatever design you want to bring it, you can bring it using this shapes. Okay, even you can have flowcharts. You can create flowcharts also using this SVG tool. Okay, then you can have a media. Okay, as I said, media, you can give audio, video. Okay, and Twitter also will be available. So now you can, I'm just bringing a YouTube. Okay, here you have to click it. You have to come here and you need to click it here also. Okay, so I'll just repeat. If you want to delete one more option, you can remove it like this. So I'm just selecting this YouTube. Select this YouTube and you have to click it here and you have to draw it. Okay, so now just for your understanding, I'm just going to save it. So it will ask you, I clicked a small floppy disk icon, save button here. It will ask you, say changes has been sent to the SVG source. Just give OK. Okay. Now you just click close. Then it will ask you save changes, give S. Okay, now you just give done. You just give done. Now deploy it. Confirm deploy. Okay, as usual, go to your dashboard node. Click SVG panel. In the SVG panel, you can see a YouTube icon will be displayed. If you click this YouTube icon, it will take you to the YouTube channel. See, it will take you to your YouTube channel. Okay, so this is the one part of it. Then I just designed I have designed a small arch. Okay, so now this is all about your open SVG editor. So I'm just opening that open SGV editor. Already I have designed something like this. Okay, so now as I said, I want to give animation for the each component. To give animation for each component, I just told you, you have to give the element name. Okay, so you select the component, whatever you have drawn it, you go to properties. Okay, see, there was a component, first tab is element. Okay, you have to create an ID for this. It's very important. Yes, you have to keep this ID name. It's very important. Okay, so this ID name only will help us to configure in layer by layer. Okay, if you want to do some automations or animation by layer, only this element name will help us. Now you see, for this arrow, I kept it the ID name as arrow. Then fill style, I kept it as a color, yellow color. Even you can change your color. Okay, so if you want to change your color to blue, you select your any blue versions. Then you just select it. So your blue color will be pushed here. Okay, so this is the two important two important thing you will be using it. Rest or all you can play with it. So you can bring your geometry, locations, everything. You can bring your CSS style also. Okay, so now I just concentrate on element and the fill style. Then you just give close. There is an option like close. You just click a close. Okay, so for the matrix transformation, if you want, you can copy this. So then give a close. Now I want to see that before yellow color, now it got changed to blue color. Now I want to give the name, element name for the this shape also. So click that shape, go to property. Now I have given the name as base. Okay, so if I want to automate your arrow, I have to use the ID name as arrow. If I want to automate the base, I want to give the ID name as base. Okay, so that's all. You can change your fill color here. Select it, then give close. Okay, so since emoji is also yellow color, I'll change the color. Okay, so that's all. Like this, any design you like to bring it your thing, you can bring it. So even you can include audio, video, YouTube, these things to your design as well. Okay, then you have to save it. Then you need to close it. Okay, so saving and you just close it. Now you can go to SVG source. In this SVG source, you just search Control F, type HEIGHT, height. Okay, so once you type height, see the size of height is given here. It was given 64 cross. The rectangle size, if you want to change it, you can change it. Okay. So one more, if you want to change the layout, the complete layout size, then there is an option like here in the beginning itself. Okay, after SVG, as after SVG tag, immediately there is a height and width size will be there. Okay, you can change this in order to get the size elongated. So let me keep it as 150 and 150 here. Okay, then you can go to animation. In this animation, at the beginning you will not see any animated tab. For if you want to add, you just click add option. Okay, so if you click add, then your add this tab will be opened. Okay, so I'm just deleting it. I already added an animation. Using this add button, you can add your animation. Then you click it. So now you can give the name. Animation ID I'm giving as my arrow, and element ID I'm going to because I'm going to automate the arrow alone, so I'm going to give an element ID as arrow. This ID is what we have set it in the element part of my SVG draw tool. Okay, then you can give the attributes. The attributes or it can be a gradient transform, pattern transform, or just a transform. Okay, based on the requirement, you can give a attribute name. I'm giving as a transform, and the various animations is possible: rotate, scale, translate, skew X and skew Y. These are the various options available. Then you need to give the parameters. Okay, so I have given some 5,000 to 8,000 here, and the durations I have given 20 seconds, and it will be repeat for 17 times. You can give to any time 25 times. And animation end will we have two options. One is the original, it will restore to original value, or you can make to freeze new value as well. Anything you require. So these are all it's based on your interest and your configuration. And you can give the time delay also. Trigger delay 2 seconds I have given it. Okay, so that's all. I'm going to give done. Okay, now deploy it. So now go to your UI. So once you give your UI, you could see previously it was here, and now it has moved to this place and it start rotating. Can you see it's rotating over there? Since I given some zero based orientation for rotation, it is gone to zero location and it start rotating it. Okay, so you change your parameter appropriately and to animate your results. Okay, so now you see I have wall. Inside the wall I have this. So I have a SVG panel. In the SVG panel I have a it's called a hyperlink for the YouTube channel. So if I click this option, automatically YouTube channel will be opened. Okay, YouTube channel will be open automatically. Okay, the hyperlink has been embedded with this. Okay, so like this you can give any node can be connected with this. See, I'm going to connect a switch node. Can you see a switch here in the wall? You can see a switch. Okay, so if you want to automate something, so for example I want to throw a dashboard where if I skip it like here, on or off, as we did earlier, you can configure this also. Okay, so you can write, you have to write a function for it. Actually this will do it in the next class. Right now you do automation using the, you just get comfortable in designing the tool and bringing the tool inside your Node-RED. Okay, so then I'll just tell you how to import and export thing.
Ma'am,
You just go to this panel. I'll just, okay, same flow will be replicated. The same flow got replicated here as well. Okay, so now what I do, I'll give you a wonderful a code which going to help you now to design this. Okay, I'm going to Now you go to your IoT panel. You see I have a hyper symbol here. When I move my cursor, rather than that place, it is not at all showing the cursor. Okay, the hyperlink. But once I click this, once I bring my this mouse to my camera, it is giving a hyperlink. So it has been designed in such a way. If I click my camera, then the output will be sent. Once I click this camera button, you could see the camera living, everything associated with the camera will be displayed. Okay. So this is what a small automation using this. So in today's session, we learned about how to bring a SVG tool into the system Node-RED and how to do import and the export. Okay. So what you do, you create a small automation, you create a design. Okay. So just use a design for home automation. It's just because that will be easier for you. So design some shapes related to the home automation. Okay. Then you start designing bring the animations to it. Okay. And you just do some importing and exporting as well.